Well, everybody, John Bornschein here, and this is Cable Lane. Today we continue in our study of experiencing God day by day, and today's wonderful study is entitled, A Loyal Heart. Listen to these words. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong on behalf of those whose heart is loyal to him. Those words found in 2 Chronicles 16:9, powerful reminder that God is looking for you. Sometimes we often think, oh, where is God? Does he know that I exist? Of course he does. He knows the number of the very hairs upon your head. And here we're reminded that all we have to do is be loyal to God, and he has already sought us out. And he's looking not only to find you out, but to strengthen you, to equip you, to encourage you, and yes, even to reveal glorious and mighty things through you, where he will bring victory through the obedient servants. One such case, as we look to 2 Chronicles, go back to chapter 14, is Asa, King Asa. You see, when he was fully loyal to God, God gave him great victory. And in fact, in one particular case, the armies of Israel with the tribe of Benjamin totaled about 580,000 men. Now that's a lot of men, but Ethiopia was marching against the Israelites. The king of Ethiopia had 1,000,000 men, and I believe it was over 300,000 chariots. And they were coming against Israel, coming against King Asa, and his faith, King Asa's faith, was so great, he believed that God would deliver them. And in fact, they do. And they send the Ethiopian army marching all the way back to Africa, and there is a great victory for Israel to be had. However, and you start to move your way through chapter 15 into chapter 16, King Asa's heart, while fully committed to God initially, wasn't as committed to God by the end of his reign. In fact, that's how he ends. He doesn't end with the strength that he had in his faith that was unwavering to God initially, but rather he starts to lean on his own devices. And then he gets sick. And rather than going to God, in 2 Chronicles chapter 16, verse 12, it says that he seeks physicians rather than God. It's interesting that the Bible calls that out in that particular section. Not that physicians were bad, but rather to show us that King Asa's heart was no longer filled with the commitment that God would deliver, that his faith was so great in the God who was able, but rather he was going to trust in his own resources, his own men, his own abilities, and even his own physicians. So unfortunately, King Asa does not finish well. That seems to be the case with a lot of the kings of both Israel and over Judah. In fact, of all the kings, 43 in total, 42 that were called kings, not the son of Saul who would try to become a king, but of all those who were appointed as kings, we see that of all the tribes of Israel, not one of them did what was righteous before God, and of the tribe of Judah, only but a few did what was good before the Lord. And so what we find is that so many of them did not finish well. In fact, many of their reigns were filled with struggles where they just didn't believe the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You and I have the same challenge before us. Are we loyal to the Lord? Do we truly believe the God that we read about in his word, that he is faithful through and through, and he will strengthen you if you are loyal to him? Here's what Dr. Henry Blackaby challenges us with. Listen to these words. Life's challenges sometimes seem impossible. Do you feel you are too weak to fight the battle? Don't give up. Keep your heart loyal to God, for he is constantly watching over you, and he desires to demonstrate his strength in your life. God is willing and just as capable of giving you victory in your current challenge as he was with those in times past. The question is not whether God is looking for his people, but whether his people are seeking him. Take comfort in God's promise that he watches over you and he wants to give you victory. Brothers and sisters, I hope this has been encouraging to you and convicting. God bless you, my friends. Take care.